Today we celebrate the oldest service organization here at Good Shepherd, the Daughters of the King, and our homilists are Pat Miller and Gayle Happell.
Good morning. My name is Pat Miller. I know many of you, but some only by face recognition. I don't remember names as well as I should anyway. I'm 87, what do you think? But I do recognize the smiling faces that I see here and appreciate so much. It's a welcome to a family member when you come here for a service. We are invited by the Lord, and He sends people to give us our companionship and guide us, direct us, point us in the right directions, give us some new ideas. I want to tell you something, and I want to ask you something. What I want to tell you is that God designed and created each of us with our own abilities, gifts, and talents. He expects us to use them. Can you play the piano or organ, the guitar, violin, harp? Can you sing in the choir? How blessed we are to have those with those talents to help us make a joyful noise. I think the choir's been given a summer vacation, but we'll soon be back. I want them to know we appreciate them so much. When we worship with song, I am reminded of David, who said, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Come into His presence with singing." That's what He wants from us. And if we have the ability to play instruments, that's also what He wants of us. Anyway, we all have gifts and talents, and sometimes we don't know what they are, but when we ask how we can help, we may find out. Do you think you might serve as a greeter? The happy faces that greet us when we walk in the door here, to hand us a bulletin and to welcome us. That's something I think a lot of people can do who've never thought of doing it. So think. Another thing is being an acolyte. We have adult acolytes as well as the teens. And that's a good thing. We all are participants in this endeavor together. What else? Well, the ushering, showing you where you can find a seat, and of course handing you the bulletin if you haven't got one. Okay, so for years I did sing in the choir. I started in high school and enjoyed it so much that of course I sang in church choirs, and I've lived a lot of places and sang in choirs. And I'm not a solo artist by any means. I am a dependable alto blend. And that's good. We don't all need to do solos. We need some harmony there. Okay. Anyway, I have no longer got the energy withstanding, and my voice is not as dependable as it once was, so I don't sing in the choir. But if you sit around me, you will hear my joyful noise unto the Lord. I sing it out. I'm happy to sing those beautiful. I think our Episcopal hymn has such beautiful words and music, and if you read the words, you are worshiping as you sing. And I'm learning to enjoy and worship with the new music. We all have to accept some change in our life, so welcome. The choir is coming back, I'm sure, and I want them to know they are important and needed. Please make an effort to tell people, oh, where's Avery? Avery Bright occasionally plays his violin for us. It is such a blessing when he does that. We all have something to give, but we can't all play violin for sure. That's where I was. Have you ever had a nudge from God to bring your gifts and talents to the church family? I think when we participate, we truly belong. Remember, this is a family. It occurred to me recently, Father Fred, Mother, Natalie, our family. They are guiding and directing our family. And we can certainly find ways that we can participate and be helpful. If you don't know of anything, you could ask them. Either one of them can tell you. Father Fred visited my son Carrie faithfully, daily. When Carrie had an accident with a head injury, he was in a coma for quite a while. Father Fred came, prayed over him, anointed him, and finally Carrie started coming around. He woke up, he learned to move, he learned to stand, he learned to speak. He has some vision problems, and he will never be able to drive. But he and his wife Gina feel like Father Fred saved Carrie's life, and I'm not going to argue with him. It was incredibly devoted service that will always be appreciated. Father Fred can show you about visiting people who are shut in or are not able to come to services. You could make calls just to let people know they are thought of, loved, and missed. Those are things we all can do. We don't have to wait to be asked. Are you able to arrange flowers? See, somebody cares enough to do that for us every week. There are people who can grow flowers and make small bouquets to take to shut-in people. That's another talent and gift that not all of us have. Look around you. Are you able to do some of these things I've talked about? Being a participant truly makes you a part of the group in a way that nothing else can do. Oh, and another thing. Please, those of you who feel called to it, consider altar guild duty. Every week, some loving, devoted people wash, dry, and put away the service vessels that were used, the silver and the glass. And every week on Saturday, they set up the table again for our use the next day. Somebody needs to be doing those things, washing and drying and put away, and ironing the linens. Not everybody likes to iron, but some do. And there are right and wrong ways to iron these linens, but if you are an ironing woman, come and tell Patty Dietrich she needs help. I can't do it anymore. Oh, and greeters, ushers, thank you so much for always having a smiling face for us. Sometimes I don't know how you do it. Can you see yourself giving a smiling welcome? Handing out bulletins. Sharing newcomers and children. Sharing, I don't know what that means. Showing newcomers and children their special packets. Can you teach Sunday school? It matters that you want to help our children learn about God. How caring adults, you might be surprised how much they will remember about those Sunday school lessons, I promise you. Another possibility for participating in this family is visitation. I think I told you about that already. And look to Father Fred, and he can certainly help you find a spot there. I want to talk to you. I would like very much for you all to remember my son Kerry and his wife Gina in your prayers. They are finding a church home, but they live in Austin. Kerry would so love to be here. Never mind. I need to ask you, what can you do? So that we've covered that. Daughters of the King. I did not have Daughters of the King groups in churches I attended before, so this was a new thing and really a blessing. One of the things that you need to know is that there's a 3-month time of discernment when you will attend our meetings, hear what we do, what we say, and if in that time you do decide that you want to be a part of it, there are a series of lessons, and we all would welcome you if you do want to participate. One of the first things and the biggest things that I participated in Daughters of the King, a sad thing in the life of a lot of children these days, they have to be taken into foster care. Many times it's because of parents who have abandoned them mentally and emotionally because of drugs. They have lost their way, and those children are in need of everything. They come to foster care with nothing. They are provided a suitcase on wheels by an organization called Love on Wheels. As daughters, I won't say we fill up the suitcases, but we give them some things to get started. They need toothbrush and toothpaste. They need underwear and socks. They need so many little toiletry items that children have needs that we have to be aware of. And when you're an adolescent, you need things like a razor, a deodorant stick, and of course, if you're a teenage girl, you have particular toiletry needs. We try and provide what we can and ask that you help us and bless them in this. That's one of the things that we do that I have a special heart about. We also provide an individual note in their packet to tell them somebody cares and is praying for you. You're not that alone. They need to hear that. Well, Gayle is going to cover more about the Daughters of the King. I would urge you, if you're a woman, to consider whether you are called to this particular ministry, whatever you want to call it, and join us. The group has been such a blessing to me. Well, I thank you for your attention. Now Gayle will speak up.
I'm Gayle Happell. I've been a member here at Good Shepherd for 25 years. When Perry and I left a former church and began searching for a congregation where we could be useful in ministry and make new friends, we were going to look at the Episcopal churches around here, and we tried Good Shepherd first. We haven't left, and we've watched the congregation grow in love and service ever since. I've been a member of the Daughters of the King here for 23 years, since our chapter was first formed. Today we're serving at the worship service to bring attention to our order and our work of prayer and service in this community. We've got a table out in the hallway with more information for those who are interested. For a little bit of background, the Order of the Daughters of the King was begun in 1885, which is 140 years ago, in New York City, and it was led by a woman named Margaret Franklin, who had a Sunday school class, and she decided to form it into not a social group, but a group of women who take a vow of prayer, service, and evangelism. They're ages 18 through 108. We take a vow of prayer, service, and evangelism, and we're serious about deepening our faith and serving God. This year, there are over 20,000 daughters from every state and in 22 countries. Feel free to ask any of us about our experience. As I studied our epistle for today in Colossians 2, I was reminded that being in community matters and was a very important teaching of the early Jesus followers. They worshiped and broke bread together and were small groups of people that had a common commitment. For us at Good Shepherd, our worship and fellowship and service take commitment, and they also take hard work. I was raised as an only child in a small family. I was so thankful to have an extended family in southern Illinois that I could visit and be a part of. They loved me like I was their own, and I've never forgotten the experience of being in a community of love and commitment to each other. Also, the church communities I grew up in and my father's example were important in forming my feeling of commitment. The foundation of faith I was raised in set me on the right path of life, even with some rocky roads and pitfalls. Here at Good Shepherd, we are members of a parish that has grown in faith and in the commitment to love and serve others. Our history has shown what can happen when we live, learn, and love each other. We grow in numbers and in the grace and knowledge of Christ. We are part of a community that can make an impact. We have many small group opportunities here where we can be strengthened in the faith and in the love of Christ, while using the gifts that God has given us. If you're searching for your place here to participate, check the Good Shepherd website for a list of opportunities. Through study, worship, and interaction with others, we continue to form our community through commitment and are strengthened in our faith in Jesus Christ. Commitment, community, and Christ. These form the solid rock on which we stand. Commitment, community, and Christ. Our motto as Daughters of the King is, "For his sake, I am one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do. What I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do. Lord, what will you have me do?" Family of Christ, Lord, what would you have us do?